Hello, today is June 2nd, and I read Joshua 6 today. And basically, this chapter is about the Israelites destroying Jericho and how the walls came down. So first, Jesus, or what commentators say is the Son of God, comes to Joshua in the form of the commander of the Lord's army, and he tells Joshua to take off his sandals because this is holy ground, just like what happened with Moses and the burning bush. And we can speculate that this mysterious man is actually the Son of God, because if he were an angel, then when Joshua gives him this divine adoration that he does, the angels wouldn't accept it, but this mysterious man does, and he's called the Lord. So we're gonna, call him Jesus. So basically, the Lord gives Joshua these instructions on how to conquer Jericho, because Jericho, when they see the Israelites coming, they shut their doors, and no one goes in, no one goes out. And basically they're like relying on the strength of their walls to keep out this like holy nation. So the Lord tells them to march around the walls of Jericho for 6 days, one time each day, with trumpets blaring and blah, 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 blah. But on the 7th day, they're supposed to march around the walls of Jericho 7 times, and on the very 7th and last time, they're supposed to scream a great war cry, and the walls are supposed to come tumbling down. And they do it, and the walls come tumbling down. And then they go in and take everything and overtake the city, and the city is theirs, because God said that He would give them the land. So, hooray! And what I'm taking away from this pretty well-known Bible story, but reading it more in detail and really like putting myself in the shoes of the Israelites, is that to be given a command to do the same thing for 6 days in a row is kind of ridiculous, and the people inside the walls are probably judging them and making fun of them. Yeah, there's probably a lot of judgment and ridicule going on, and just like feeling silly or feeling impatient with God. But again, God asks them to do these things because He wants them to trust Him and to know that He'll be faithful to them. So just to apply it to my own life again, right? Like, maybe God will ask me to do like silly things or things that seem like they're not producing any fruit or like is worthwhile, but for me to trust that He knows what He's talking about, and for me to trust in Him and wait patiently on Him. And the big lesson is that the walls came down by faith, not by force. So I can do things by faith, but not necessarily by force, because I don't have a lot of force anyway. I also listened to a short Piper sermon on the Beatitudes and the Gospel of the Kingdom today, and it kind of introduces the Beatitudes and Jesus' Sermon on the Mount. And he talks about how there are 8 separate ones that he can see in the verses, which I can only see 8 too. And it's cool how Jesus sandwiches the first and the last ones. The first one says, "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven." And the last one says, "Blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven." There's like a sandwich of both having the kingdom of heaven, but the remaining 6 blessings are different ones. And so he kind of implies, like, when you have the kingdom of heaven, you have all of these other blessings. The other blessings include for being comforted and inheriting the earth, being filled, being shown mercy, seeing God, and being called children of God. But the message he really gets across is that it's important to know the Beatitudes in the context of the gospel already being here, or the kingdom of God already being here. Because if we read it like, or blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy, some of us can interpret it as like, oh, so do I have to be merciful to earn mercy later or something? But it's not like that at all. It's actually that because the kingdom has already come, that Jesus has already come, and God has called us His own already. We are already sons of God, and because He has shown us mercy already, now I can live my life mercifully. Kind of like that kind of idea, that it's a celebration and not like a command of like, oh, you have to do this to earn my grace or my mercy. So that's a really good way to look at it and not get in it twisted and stuff. Finally, I am in the middle of reading this book called Encounter God in the City. It's one of the 3 books we're supposed to read for Bea, but I'm very behind. But it's a really good book, actually. It's just about how we could be disciples of Christ while seeking the welfare of the city. And as we seek the welfare of the city, we really are transformed, because a lot of the things in the city shed light into our own prejudices and our own blah 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 blah, and how we could be transformed from those things. And that's it. I made it under 5 minutes and 30 seconds. Bye!